Have you ever wondered if you're holding on too tightly to your adult kids? In today's video, I'm going to give you 5 practical steps for letting go of your adult kids so that you can enjoy your life free and clear of being overly concerned for your kids. It is an emotional thing to let our kids leave the nest. We've been taking care of these kids at least most of our adult lives, and we don't know what else we're going to do after they leave. Well, there is hope, and you don't want to be miserable while they're out enjoying their adult lives. You want to be enjoying your adult life as well. So let's look at some signs that you may be holding on a little bit too tightly. Over communicating with your kids. If they're out of the house, whether they're off to college or they're already done with college and they're living on their own, or maybe they didn't go to college, but they're out living on their own and you're over communicating. Let's say you're calling them every single day, or you're texting them every single day or multiple times a day. That might be a sign that you are having a little bit of trouble letting go. Perhaps you feel the urge to fix every single problem that they have. If you fix every problem, they will not learn how to fix their own problems, which will leave them handicapped in their adult lives. And as parents, we don't want that. We want them to feel confident that they can handle anything that comes their way. Yes, we are always there, for extreme circumstances where they need help, and nothing's wrong with that. But we're not there to help them every day, because then we will cripple them, and we don't want to do that to them. So let's make sure that we're empowering our kids and that we're not crippling them. If you're experiencing anxiety about their choices, then you may need to practice letting go. Your kids are going to make some mistakes, and that's very much necessary as a part of their growth as adults. They're going to make mistakes, and you can't live your life anxious about mistakes that they might make. They will overcome them the way you overcame the mistakes that you made in your life. Being over-involved in their personal decisions. You don't want to do that. Allow them to make their own choices. Their personal decisions will help them to grow. If they make a decision that's not so hot, they'll learn from that and they'll keep it moving. So make sure that you're not stressing about what they're going to do with their lives. No, allow them the freedom to make their own decisions. Why is letting go so important? Letting go encourages independence and personal growth. We all need to grow at our own pace, and the more that they make their own decisions, the more confident they will become. If we as parents are always interfering with their decision making, we're sending the message that they are incompetent in some way and need our help. And we don't want to send that message. Letting go strengthens our relationship with our kids, believe it or not. What we want to do is begin to relate to them as fellow adults and not as mommy, child, daddy, child. Finally, letting go of your children allows you to rediscover your identity. Oftentimes, we parents can have our identity wrapped up in our children, and that should not be the case. They need to establish their own identity outside of us, and we need our own identity outside of them. So this is the time to try new things, discover some things that you enjoy, and just enjoy your life. So how do you let go and allow your children to be adults? Well, here are some steps that you can take. Reflect on your emotions. Do acknowledge how you feel. Don't shove it under the table or under the rug. Acknowledge how you're feeling. If you're feeling afraid, acknowledge that within yourself, or talk to your spouse or your friend or a therapist. But acknowledge how you're feeling. The only way to move forward is to first acknowledge what you're feeling. These feelings are normal and part of the process. Set healthy boundaries. Realize that you have to have boundaries with your adult children. They are not tiny kids. You don't have the right to know everything about their lives, just like they don't have the right to know everything about your life. But allow them personal space. Allow them privacy. Allow them to share with you what they want to share. Do not pry. Trust their ability to handle life. You've taught them everything that they need to know. And if you feel that there's something that you haven't taught them, well, they'll get it. They will learn it. Allow them to make some decisions and show them that you trust them to manage their own lives. Our adult kids do appreciate our confidence in them. If you communicate anything different, you're probably going to drive them away. Or you will create an adult who feels they need to depend on you, and you'll cause them to feel as though they're too crippled or incapable of making a decision on their own, and they're always running to you. You should not want that. Some people feel good having their adult kids run to them for everything, but that's selfish. You want to give them the confidence to make their own decisions and communicate to them that they're able. And even if they feel a lack of confidence right now, let them know that you believe in them and that you trust them to make the right decision for them. If they just want your counsel, they want to get some wisdom from you, that's fine. Be okay with sharing some wisdom on the topic that they're asking you about, not the topic that you're pushing yourself into. But if they're asking for your advice, give them that advice and then let them know. Now it's up to you to make a decision. I'm sure you'll make the right one. Focus on your own life. You should have a life outside of your children. If you did not have one before, it is time to establish one. And I will create a document maybe that gives you some ideas for some things you might explore. Maybe you've always wanted to take ballroom dance classes, or you've always wanted to go skiing, or you've always wanted to learn how to sew. There are so many things out there that you can do. You've always wanted the time to read books or to just lay out on the beach in peace and quiet. Find something to get yourself involved in. Volunteer somewhere. Join some groups at your church. Lead some groups at your church. Find some friends to go to dinner with or go to lunch with on a monthly basis. Find something for yourself so that you're not tempted to be an overbearing part of your adult children's lives. Last but not least, stay connected to your children without hovering. Don't hover over them, trying to figure out what's going on in their life, but call them, text them from time to time, call from time to time, and just let them know that you're there for them when they need you. What I do with my two adult children, I'm in Florida. One lives in Los Angeles, the other lives in Manhattan. So they've given us some great places to visit. But what my husband and I try to do is give them the space to let us know how much they want to communicate. We don't push ourselves on them. We do have a great relationship with our kids, and we're thankful for that. But we just kind of, step back and allow them to determine, how often they want to interact with us. And so, of course, our son doesn't have a need to call and talk to mom and dad every single day. He calls every now and then, and we follow that lead, and we text or call every now and then just to make sure he's okay. We feel very close to him, and we feel like he feels very close to us. And then our daughter is different. She likes the interaction, but we still follow her lead on that. She'll call maybe once or twice a week, and we will call once or twice a week as well. So we talk to her quite a bit. And as a matter of fact, if I go too long without reaching out to her, she will get on my case about that. So, they're two different individuals. The amount of contact that they want is different, and we honor that. We don't feel any hurt. Why don't you call us every day? Why don't you call us every week? We're not doing that. We're not about trying to guilt trip our kids. We know they love us. They come home to visit. Our son has summoned us to New York. He says it's time for y'all to come to New York, like it's been long. And so we're planning a trip to New York sometime this year. Just get a feel for what your adult kids want and honor that. Don't be overbearing. Don't push yourselves into their lives. Show them that you have confidence in their ability to be adults and to make good decisions for themselves. And in the meantime, you enjoy your life. My husband and I went to Orlando for Thanksgiving and stayed at the hotel where they prepare the Thanksgiving feast because our kids couldn't make it home for Thanksgiving. So we went there, did that instead of my cooking all that stuff. That was fun. And while we were there, we met a couple and we all had a good time. So Get a life. If you have a spouse, find some things to do together that you enjoy. If you don't have a spouse, find some things to do with your friends. Find some hobbies. Busy yourself, but don't make your kids feel guilty because they don't want you hovering over them. Okay? So if you've been having difficulty letting go of your kids, tell me about that in the comments. Tell me what that's been like for you. And if you want me to talk more about this topic, let me know that too. And as a community, I hope that we can support each other, give each other ideas for some new things that we can discover and enjoy while our kids are enjoying their lives. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Look forward to the next time. See you soon.